Hello friends, today we are going to start a new course that is cell biology. In this first video, we will start with introduction, history, interdisciplinary nature and relationship between cell biology and other biological sciences. So let us start with this first video, that is introduction and history of cell biology. First of all, we will discuss about cell. What is a cell? Cell, it is a basic fundamental unit of life. It is structural and functional unit of living organisms, that is plants, animals and microorganisms. So cell, it is basic fundamental unit of life because any cell, it makes an organism. So all organisms like plants, animals and microorganisms, they are made up of from cells. Cell is it is a structural and functional unit of life. Why? Because cell gives any organism with a particular structure, and any plant and animal, its structural forms, they are made up of from cells. So that we can say cell, it is structural unit of life of any organism. It may be a plant, it may be an animal, or it may be a microorganism. Also, it serves as a functional unit. Why? Because different types of metabolic activities which are taking place in plants as well as in animals, they are controlled by cells. So that it is known as functional unit of life. All living organisms, including plants, animals and microorganisms, they are made up of from cells. So cell itself, it is very micro, it is very minute entity, but it is very complex and diverse. Advanced studies, there is solved many wonders of cell. Cell is a microscopic structural and functional unit of life, and there are many cell types among fungi, protozoans, plants and animals. All these cells differs from one another by their shape, size, form and functions. Cell, it is assembled structure of different types of cell organelles. Means a cell constitute different types of cell organelles including nucleus, mitochondria, chloroplast, cell wall, ribosomes, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, plasma membrane, etc. So all these organelles, they can be appearing with predictable regularity in different types of cells. This type of regularity, it can be seen at molecular level also. All the cell organelles can be seen to be made from few types of molecules like carbohydrates, lipids, proteins and nucleic acids. A cell further develops into a tissue. It will be developed into organ, and all these organs, they constitute an organism. Now, what is cell biology? The cell biology, it is a science, or it is nothing but a biological science which deals with the study of structure and function, molecular organization, growth, reproduction and genetics of the cell. So that it is known as cell biology. Means in cell biology, all these different studies have been done, that is structure, function, molecular organization, growth, reproduction and genetics of the cells. In other words also, we can define cell as it is branch of biology which deals with the study of morphological, physiological, biochemical, cytochemical, genetical and developmental point of view. So this is all about cell and cell biology definitions. Now we will proceed to history of cell biology. Different scientists in different periods, different cell biologists, they have put forth different theories. They have discovered different organelles at their times. Cell biology, it is very ancient science. Means ancient Greek philosopher, that is Aristotle, his period was 384 to 322 before Christ. And the scientists like Paracelsus, They concluded by their observation that the living animals and plants are made up from repeated elements. So at that time, the word cell or the term cell, it was not known, but at that time they concluded that any living plant and animal must be formed from the some repeated elements, and no doubt that repeated elements were the cells. Now the discovery of cell till date, it is outcome of different types of lenses and discoveries of lenses, discovery of different microscope and many advanced tools which are used for the cellular study. Da Vinci in 1485 first of all used lenses to observe small objects like insects. Konrad Gessner 1516 to 1565, he was a Swiss biologist. He published his work on structure of some protists called foraminifera, means some groups like amoeba, they have been seen at that time with the help of different types of lenses. Further, a variety of optical lenses have been developed which led development of cell biology, and all these lenses get combined to form a compound microscope, and this compound microscope till today it is very responsible for the different very remarkable discoveries in cell biology. There was a scientist namely Francis Janssen and Zacharias Janssen in 1519. They invented first useful microscope in 1590. These microscope had two lenses. One is having 30x magnification power and one was having 10x. And they are primarily used for the examination of small organisms like flies and insects. Most popular scientist, that is Galileo Galilei 1564 to 1642, he invented a simple microscope having only one magnifying lens. So an arrangement of the facet in the compound eye of insect have been observed by this microscope by Galileo and other scientists of that period. Another Italian microanatomist, Marcello Malpighi, 1628 to 1694, he firstly examined and described the thin slices of animal tissues from the brain, liver, kidney, spleen, lungs, and tongue. There was a scientist, it is very remarkable study, Robert Hooke in 1665. He discovered and he coined the term cell. Why? Because cell looks like a hollow space. So in cella means hollow space. So this name cell has been came from cella. It is known as hollow space. So that scientist, that is Robert Hooke, he examined a thin slice cut from a piece of dried cork under the compound microscope, and he described the cork as a honeycomb of chambers or cells. Dutch microscopist Anton van Leeuwenhoek, he is known as father of microbiology, and he had improved the art of polishing lenses of short focal length. He used his lenses in building numerous microscopes, and he built different types of microscopes, some with magnification approaching up to 300x. Leeuwenhoek, he was the first scientist observed free living cells including bacteria, different forms of bacteria, protozoa, rotifers, and hydra. Leeuwenhoek for the first time could see sperm cells of human, dogs, rabbit, frog, fish, and insects. Then there was a scientist Jan Grew, 1641 to 1721. He published his microscopic examination of the section through the flowers, root, stem, of different plants and recognized cellular nature of plant tissue. Then various cytological inventions have been taking place in 19th century. There was a scientist Mirbel, 1807. He stated that plant tissue is composed of cells means plant tissue, they are made up of from cells. Then most important discovery of nucleus, it has been made by Robert Brown in 1773 to 1858, and he coined the term nucleus. So nucleus is get discovered and coined by the scientist Robert Brown, and his period was 1773 to 1850. So he described the nucleus from the cells of epidermis, stigma, pollen grains, and other different parts of the plant, Tradescantia. After that, German botanist Schleiden and Skiven, their theory is very important. The period of Schleiden is, it was 1804 to 1881, and Skiven was 1810 to 1882. So these two scientists, they come together. One was working on plant cells and one was working on animal cells. They come together to give rise a cell theory, and very important and very remarkable theory put forth by them. It is known as cell theory. Then there was a scientist Nageli K. After 1817 to 1891, he showed that cells arises from division of pre-existing cells, and this model is most popularly known as cellula, meaning of that it is every cell from a cell, means every cell or every existing cell, it is came from pre-existing cell, means any cell, it cannot be formed, synthesized de novo, it will be arised from the pre-existing cell. So this theory was again confirmed by the scientist Virchow. H. von Moll, he was the scientist in the period 1805 to 1875. He described the cell division. In 1839, Czech biologist Purkinje, he coined the term protoplasm to describe the content of the cell. So what is protoplasm? Everything in or everything which is present below plasma membrane, it is known as protoplasm. So this first term, that is protoplasm, it was firstly coined by the Purkinje. So this protoplasm theory, it was established by Schulze in 1861, which describes the similarity between protoplasm of plants and animals. Then there was a scientist, namely Gregor Mendel, 1865. He studied and developed the fundamental principles of heredity. We know very well. Then there was a scientist Kemper in 1883. He introduced the term chloroplast. Waldeyer, he introduced the term mitochondria, and Benda, he coined the term mitochondria. Means Waldeyer, he was introduced or he discovered mitochondria, and Benda was the scientist who coined the term mitochondria. Then there was a scientist Camillo Golgi, 1898. He described and coined the term Golgi complex. So in this way, the various different scientists have described and discovered different types of cell organelles. Then a great advancement has been taken place in cell biology in 20th century due to increased resolving powers of instrumental analysis of electron microscopy and X-ray diffraction techniques, and due to convergence of cytology with other fields of biological research. It includes genetics, physiology, and biochemistry. There was a scientist namely Strasburger, 1901. He first time introduced the term plasmodesmata. It is connecting link between cells. So Farmer and Moore, 1905, coined the term meiosis for the reduction division. Then there was a scientist Flo, 1931, he described and coined the term plasma lemma. Porter in 1945 discovered and named the term endoplasmic reticulum. Then Watson and Crick, they have developed very important and very popular model of DNA, that is DNA double helical model in 1953, for which they have been awarded by Nobel Prize in 1962. To 1948, he isolated lysosomes and identified their enzymatic properties and coins the term lysosomes in 1955. There was a scientist in 1954, namely Rodin. He described and named microbodies in mouse kidneys. Microbodies which are present into the cell, and they have been first time described by Rodin. Then contasome, they are very important parts of chloroplast which are involved in the process of photosynthesis, and these contasomes or presence of contasomes in chloroplast, it has been discovered by Vark and Fawn in 1960. Then there was a scientist Bredenbach and Beavers 1967. They coined the term glyoxysomes for the glyoxylate cycle containing microbody of plant cells. Then the concept of recombinant DNA technology, it was jointly proposed by many researchers during 1972 to 1973. Then there were two scientists, they are very popular scientists, who proposed the fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane in 1972. Guido and Palade 1974, they characterized subcellular organelles and other particles for which they are awarded with Nobel Prize. In 1977, Louis Chow, Richard Gallinus, Thomas Broker, and Richard Roberts at Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory, they published their amazing discovery of messenger RNA sequence rearrangement. In 1982, the FDA approved first recombinant protein drug, insulin, for the treatment of diabetes, developed by Genentech. The recombinant proteins spared millions of diabetic patients from the risk associated with insulin extracted from cow or pigs. In 1983, Kary Mullis invented the polymerase chain reaction, and subsequent wave of PCR-based innovations, they opened entirely new research possibilities for countless scientists. Milstein, Kohler, and Jern, 1984, they got Nobel Prize for their studies on molecular immunology. Tonegawa, 1987, he got Nobel Prize for the primary discoveries in the field of antibodies. The 1990s, it saw a wave of applications based on discoveries in the previous decades and the arrival of huge volumes of genomic and transcriptomic data from automated sequencing of DNA microarray technologies. The publicly funded Human Genome Project began in 1990, and gene therapy was tested on human patients for the first time in 1990s. 1997, it saw two major milestones in biotechnology: the cloning of Dolly, the sheep, and the first taste of gene therapy on human patients. Both were impressive technical achievements of controversial impacts which are closely associated with cell biology. Genome sequencing proceeded at an accelerating pace in the next decade. In the year 2000, the Drosophila and Arabidopsis genomes were completed, and the human genome was fully completed in 2003. So in this way, this is the history of cell biology. Different discoveries and remarkable discoveries have been taking place during this period in the field of cell biology. There are some other discoveries, minute and small and major discoveries have been taken place, but in this PPT, in this video, we have taken some very important discoveries only. Other discoveries also done by different types of scientists. Now we will see units of measurements of the cell. So the viruses and cells of most bacteria, live-green algae, animals and plants are minute in size, and they are measured by the fractions of standard units. So the standard units which are used to measure cells, they are meters, grams, liters and seconds. And most important unit among them, it is meter. So cell can be measured by length in meter, that is 1 millimeter. It is the 110 third 10 raised to 3 parts of the meter. It can be measured in micrometer, 1 into 10 raised to 6, nanometer, 1 into 10 raised to 9, and it can also measure in angstrom, 1 into 10 raised to 10. By weight, a cell can be measured in gram, milligram, microgram, nanogram and picogram. So this is very smallest units of gram, and it can be measured by weight. So these are some units which are used for the measurement of the cell. After completion of history and measurement of cells, we will proceed to the interdisciplinary nature of cell biology and the relation of cell biology with other biological sciences. Cell biology, it helped a lot for the better understanding of various complicated life activities such as metabolism, growth, differentiation, heredity and variation. So cell biology, it is associated to many other basic branches of biology which led to following hybrid branches. So they have give rise to different other branches. First very important branch, it is cytotaxonomy. So this is very important branch which is a combination and association of cell biology and taxonomy. We know very well each plant and animal, they consist of definite number of chromosomes in its cells. Structure and number of chromosomes of the species, it resembles with the individual of same species or closely related species. So these characteristics of a cell is applied by taxonomists to identify and classify the particular species in their proper taxonomic position. So this is the importance of cytotaxonomy. Another branch, it is cytogenetics. No doubt it is the combination of cytology, that is cell biology, and genetics. They are very closely related with each other and with cellular and molecular basis of heredity, variation, mutation, phylogeny, morphogenesis and evolution of organism. So different principles of genetics like Mendel's law of inheritance, it can be better understood by the proper knowledge of cell biology. Now, third branch, it is cell biology. When cell biology goes hands in hand with plant and animal physiology, then it becomes cell physiology. It includes the study of life activities like nutrition, metabolism, excitability, growth, reproduction, and cell division and differentiation of the cell. So this branch, it is very important for the better understanding of various complicated physiological processes of plants and animals. Now cytochemistry, this is another branch. So this branch includes an association of cytology and biochemistry. So in this branch, a cell contains different inorganic chemical components like proteins, lipid, fats and nucleic acids and carbohydrates. So all these are the chemicals which are present into the cell and it forms the branch cytochemistry. Then molecular biology. So this branch, it is deals with the study of molecular organization of the cell, which in which the processes like protein synthesis, DNA replication, lipid metabolism, genetic code, etc. can be studied in detail. Now then next branch, it is cytopathology. So this branch deals with the study of cell biology and pathology. So this branch is important in better understanding of various human diseases at molecular level, as different animals and plant diseases caused due to disorders of genetic codes in DNA molecule, which alter the synthetic processes of enzymes and ultimately disturb metabolic activities of the cell. Cytoecology, it is again another branch which is originated by the combination of cytology and ecology. So this branch studies cellular ecology, in which effects of ecological changes on the chromosome number of the cell can be studied. So it is revealed that changes in ecological habitat and geographical distribution have the correlation with chromosome number. So in this way, we have seen all these different biological sciences which are closely related with cell biology. Now, there are two types of cells we know very well. So on the basis of contents in that cell and their evolution, there are two types of cells. First is prokaryotic cell and another is eukaryotic cell. This prokaryotic cell can be seen in bacteria, cyanobacteria and such type of other organisms, but eukaryotic cell can be observed in higher plants and higher animals. In next video, we will see these different types of cell, that is prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell, in detail with suitable diagrams. So thank you for your attention. In this video, we have seen introduction to cell biology, history of cell biology, and cell biology and other biological sciences. Thanks for your attention.